Say hello.
Hello, Facebook.
Tim Pierce is here, everybody.
Good to be here. Bright and early.
I tried something. Different and plugged this one a little bit.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens.
I got one of those plugs on my Instagram feed.
I tagged you even.
I saw that.
I'm working it. I think it's called social media or something.
Yeah, tell me about that sometime.
Yeah. Oh, I hear feedback. We got some guests in the house audience, right? We've got Brian Smith.
Hi, fellas.
Hello.
We've got my dad in the audience, Steve. Steve
Hello.
Schwartz. Okay. I got a jam for you.
All right.
First, real quick. Two guitars that we got going on right now.
Okay, they're from Norm's Rare Guitars.
Norms.
Which we love.
Yes, and I see you on their channel.
Because it's like 3 miles away. So it's a dangerous thing.
I knew that actually. So Norm, you guys follow Norm's channel, Norm's Rare Guitars on Instagram, YouTube, all that. Follow
It's a great
them.
channel.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
Brian Smith, who's moderating, he said, "Oh, you still got the taggers on it," which is a line from Spinal Tap, and they actually filmed that scene at Norm's.
Oh.
So I want to shout that out. Now, something that's interesting about this one, which you might not expect from Norm's, is that it retails for $795.
Yeah, Norm wanted me to deliver a personal message to everyone that half of his store, this left half, these are my words now, are full of really affordable guitars. And I'm in that side of the store a lot. I mean, I love the affordable guitars. And this one is, well, it's somewhat affordable.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's a great value. It's a beauty.
So let's see, what is it? It's an Epiphone ES-295 Scotty Moore.
Scotty Moore.
Are you going to tell the people about Scotty Moore?
Elvis's guitar player.
That's right. And so...
Tasty, so I tried to go tasty, and I almost got there.
The guitar... It's just the tasty feeling guitar. Oh, that was on the back pickup.
Yeah, the
the
fatter the body, the tastier you get, I think.
Wow. So are we still broadcasting to YouTube?
Yeah, even this is resetting. It's working.
Okay, so I have another jam for you, but real quick, this one's from Norm's, and it's an ES-335.
Yes, and it's devalued by lots of stuff, but what makes it devalued is the stuff I love.
Okay.
First of all, it's got a great refret, and the frets are really fat and high.
So even if it was like a perfect refret, the value still goes down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the tuners have been changed. That drops the value. And it was originally, it's a 67, it was originally a trapeze.
Okay.
You take that off, you put that there, it makes the guitar sound better, in my opinion. It has more, punch to it.
Okay.
And this pickup has been replaced by a Tim Shaw pickup, so it has one non-original pickup. You put all these together, and the value drops way down, and then it becomes affordable. They call it a player.
A player?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that's a real term. And because this is, what year is this?
67.
67.
Yeah.
And it's under $5,000.
Yeah, and 43.95, so there's a little wiggle room there, no doubt,
Yeah. So I made a gear video this week on the Nobles drive pedal that you were kind enough to give to me, and I love the pedal. And I did a little jam with it, and it was Steve Miller Band, the Joker.
Yeah.
So how about you jam over that just for fun?
Okay.
What do you think? And then a couple of quick shout outs here on Facebook. Maytig Bash YL says, thinking of buying an Epiphone ES335. Well, this one's playing great. And this is obviously not a 335 version, but this Epiphone plays really great. Todd Sanders, how are you, my friend? Thinking about you. Hume Hawkins, top fan. Thank you, Hume. Keith Lorelei. Thank you. Jonathan McCann, Jeffrey Hoggins Sr. Ooh, Andy Green says ES295 Gold Top, my favorite. I have one hanging behind me right now. Can't beat those old arch
Lucky
tops.
man.
Okay, this guy Dave Pierce said, I recently found, no relation, Dave Pierce. Where do you go? Oh, I gotta scoot you back. Big question for you, Marty. I recently found the joy in using other scales than the minor pentatonic. The Seymour is not working for me. Maybe you're asking about the modal kind of vibe. I have some stuff like that coming. Oh, quick shout out, quick on YouTube, on Marty Music on YouTube. My new guitar tours just released a little while ago, a few minutes ago, featuring Lindsay L., who's this great Nashville up and coming country rock artist.
Great.
So please show support for Lindsay as well as the guitar tours stuff, because the better it does, the more of them I'm going to make. So please go over and show support for that YouTube video featuring Lindsay L.
Was Ed King part of your guitar tours?
Yeah. Here, scoot closer to me. Yeah, don't worry. Don't
I'm
be
not.
shy. No, I know, I'm kidding. Great dynamic lead playing.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Well, I didn't think so. Steve thought so. Steve Barnhouse thought so. No, that was awesome. This should be called 2 Hats, 2 Guitars, 1 Jam. Yes. Not a bad title. Not a bad title. Hello, Marty and Tim, all the way from Croatia.
Oh, that's nice.
Says Filip Rogina.
I think
So
they have really great beaches in Croatia.
yeah, that sounds right. So let's see, what am I doing here? Oh, I'm gonna get real quick a couple little clicks here. Oh, also, Tim Pierce, you've got your own YouTube channel.
Yes, I do.
Tim Pierce Guitar.
It was.
Most people know already, but let's mention that. What's that about?
It's partly inspired by Marty and Brett. In a great measure inspired by Marty and Brett, and I was able to get it started a few years ago, and I got a good foothold. So
So that's Tim
keep the
Pierce
videos
Guitar,
going.
right?
Yeah, Tim Pierce Guitar. Yeah.
And then I tagged you in the Facebook, so Tim
Yeah.
Pierce Guitar there, and then you've got your website too, Tim Pierce.
Yeah,
is it
that's-
timpierceguitar.com?
Yeah, and you can Google me. And
So you're actually smart enough to name everything with the same thing. Wow. Maybe, yeah. What's the story on that?
I used to have this domain name called Pure Guitar, and I gave it away, and I always regretted that, because if I call it Pure Guitar, then maybe I could be on vacation and just have
Someone else,
do the
yes,
work.
yes, exactly. I have to find another Marty to continue Marty music, I guess. So
Exactly. We'll figure out a way.
yeah. So another cool groove that I just did, which I think, one.
I need to play rhythm for you, don't I?
Well, we'll figure that out. But one thing that you were doing, so we're in G there, right?
Yeah, uh-huh.
And by the way, there's some really awesome checking on the finish that I think looks really cool.
Yeah, old guitars look great.
Yeah. So there's certain keys that you can solo in where you can like utilize some of the open strings. So we were in G there, and you were definitely doing some like,
Yeah.
what were you doing?
That was
there?
one of my favorite moments, actually. If you walk up the G major scale, in this case, yeah, it really is G major because you're playing a D chord. You just drone the G and walk up and down. Now, what helps it is you need to have a gained up sound. You need to have some distortion. It reminds me of Mike Campbell from the
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, but so if you can walk up, just combine that with the open G.
Nuggets of knowledge out there. Brian Smith, how's it going?
It's going great. The iPad's back up.
Okay. And people are watching?
Yeah, and it never stopped. So
Yeah.
that works now.
Yeah. So another quick plug though, especially on if you guys could go to YouTube and watch the newest episode of Guitar Tours featuring Lindsay L, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
I'd
great.
really appreciate it. And by the way, thanks again for all the support in general. Things are great. I'm very happy.
Glad you're doing well. Tonight you will surpass 1 million subscribers.
This is true. It's very, very, very close. So thank you guys for all that.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks. You know, it's still a few hours away.
And I know you're not going to talk about it. You're going to keep it low key, but I can talk about it.
Yeah, you can talk about it all you want, and I'll just be like, no, please. Whatever.
So amazing.
Okay, but what's interesting is the one string solo is a great segue to the solo I taught on YouTube yesterday because it was all on one string.
Oh.
And that's me. I'm making noise because of this looper. So don't worry.
Okay. All right.
It's
Okay.
me. It's not you.
Okay.
But you got the D major pentatonic, which is the same thing as the B minor pentatonic. You got it on one string.
Oh, yeah.
This guitar sounds awesome, man. Right? So you have that. And sometimes if you limit yourself to one string, you can, like, all of a sudden you have to do slides or pull-offs, and you can create really interesting ideas off of limitation.
The thing I like about it, two things I like about it. It teaches
Tell
you
me.
to play over the whole neck of the guitar.
Yes.
So if you're in G major and you go, here, you're learning the whole guitar neck. Plus, like you said, it sounds good. The reason it ended up on that John Mayer record is because it sounds best on one string.
No, it's
the reason
so
he
true.
chose it.
Yeah,
it's a choice that sounds really good.
Yeah. And he was also getting some of that when you slide up on, and it's pentatonic, no half steps even, you kind of get that, he was getting a little bit of slide guitar sound to it as well.
Right.
But so the groove was D to B minor, and I'm going to loop it so we can both jam over it.
Cool.
But so it's D to B minor, G, D, A, B minor, G, D, and that's the whole thing.
Okay.
So you would, I mean, now when you have a progression like that, I'm asking you just as a guitar player.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, oh, that's a major pentatonic, or do you think, oh, that's the B minor pentatonic with D as the root?
Okay, so my...
Even though they're the same thing, I'm saying, how do you think about it?
Well, I target notes that are going to be safe to land on, and sometimes a minor target note is not safe because it's usually the minor. In this particular case, it goes back to the tonic every time. So I play around in B minor.
But did you like learn the major pentatonic, or did you just think of it still as that same thing you were doing with the minor pentatonic?
I think I learned the major pentatonic. It's very easy to connect the two early on.
Yeah, just because I've seen comments like, "Oh no, that's not. I don't. You know, that's not the. That's the B minor pentatonic."
Well, the thing is, if you
I know it's just the way you think about it.
Yeah, if you see the D chord and you see the B minor chord and you play ending there, D major, ending there, B minor.
Yeah. I straight up learned the major pentatonic as its own thing, even though understanding that it was the same shapes, they're pentatonics, because of the Allman Brothers, because of Dickie Betts.
Okay, so I was a little earlier, so probably I learned the minor one first because rock in general was minor pentatonic mostly.
Yeah, for sure.
And major can be a challenge,
it still is.
Actually. Yeah.
It's the sound of rock. All right. Well, we're still getting a lot of nice comments. In fact, my neighbor Heather is watching. Hey, Heather. Cody Hicks, met you in Nashville. Thanks for watching, dude. Terry Beggs, Jeffrey Hoggins, Robert Carson, Scott Williams, Brian Kriebel, Juan Garcia, Preston Wiley, Jonathan McCann. Thank you for the great comments. little double stoppy
Yeah.
harmonies. So that's all D major scale?
Yeah, it's on the top 2 strings. You have to make some adaptations as your fingers move down the neck. And the way I do that, because a lot of it can be just barred across, right?
And sorry, I stopped the jam, but that's my prerogative.
Just restart it.
I can do that if I want to learn something. Wait, stop!
Okay, so there's 4 of them you can do immediately just by barring. So, and you get this.
Yep.
China Girl.
China
whatever,
Girl,
yeah.
yep.
And there's one I have to adapt, and I have to grab this little piece of the D here, or D here. And it's really fun to do, though. So if I go... It's one of my favorite things to do, is to grab this piece of the D chord there. Got to be a Steve Cropper thing.
Okay. See how good of a student I am. Here we go.
Repeating, kind of parts like that.
Oh man, that's one of the things I made a video like how to survive in a blues jam. Because I see, I mean, when we were at that guitar lesson conference, I did some private lessons there, and they were all the same. Like, I mean, I knew like they were working on the same things, pretty much the same level, and it inspired me to make that video because there's so much. When you're overwhelmed when you're first like learning to solo and improvise. Let's see, it's still there. Just repeat stuff, right? So like I mean, that was like as rudimentary as it gets. But the other thing about the solo. It's just going up the scale. It's a little pattern.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking more of the minor thing, as far as surviving a blues jam. It's the repeating.
I think you could use that twice in any solo.
Yeah. And then the real trick, if you're in like A, that you can do the exact same thing up in the neck, in the octave up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
People like hearing repetition.
Oh, for sure.
And then it can get old, so you don't want to stay there forever. Just combine it with other stuff.
So quick, that reminds me that you're, arguably the most prolific session guitar player that's existed in modern music. One of them.
One of them.
One of them. I even saw you on. Are you in the Sound City movie?
There's a photo of me in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yes.
Is there another one of those that you're in? One of the studio?
No. If you go to allmusic.com, there's a list of over 1,000 records I've played on. But media-wise, I don't know that I've been in.
But where I'm going with that, though, is you're saying people like repeating things. And you have this keen experience of constantly working for big-time producers that want certain sounds. And you've experienced more than almost any guitar player the parts that people always go back to.
Simplicity is everything.
Yeah.
We get enamored with virtuosity, but simplicity. For those of you out there who play simply, you don't have to feel guilty about it, because I've spent my whole life professionally taking simple parts and making them simpler so that songwriters could have their visions realized.
So when you get a piece of music that you're being asked to play on, do you start with the most simple thing first? Like if they just want you going...
Absolutely. Yeah.
You start
yeah.
simple and then go up from there?
Yeah. And then there might be a part in the middle that goes. Might be a part up here that goes.
But more often than not, you're starting with the meat and potatoes.
Absolutely. It might be an acoustic strum. It might be an electric part that's just chords. You know,
okay.
The basics. It's great to have the chops to, you know, explode with virtuosity. There's nothing wrong with that. But most of the music I've loved all my life is really simple stuff.
Gotcha.
A simple, great idea. That's what rock is.
Yeah.
So.
How we doing, Brian?
We're doing good.
How's your baby, Brian?
My baby's doing good.
Brian has.
Someone brought up Jimmy Page and how Jimmy Page stuff is simple but brilliant.
Exactly. Rock is a great idea. A simple, great idea. And that's hard to find in today's music because people just, they do all this crazy stuff, but those were great ideas.
Oh, I mean, just.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh, the
hip to yeah. But it's the drone, too. We were talking about a drone. That's how he did it. You can look at it. It might be loud. You can hear it, right?
Yeah. Wow, that sounds so awesome.
A simple, great idea.
Well, I wasn't doing it right. How about that? But I do like this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, I used to know it.
It'll come back to me. So here, let me try this. impromptu Jimmy Page.
That was
Impromptu. But dude,
awesome.
you're.
Yeah, with a cleaner sound, because he used. I mean, the lore is he used a little tiny Supro for that, and it maybe Telly, yeah. And so it's skinny sounding. You can hear it.
Yeah.
And I think he bent it up like that.
No, it sounds right on. And apparently it was Joe Walsh gave him his Les Paul to Jimmy Page.
Oh.
Yeah. So Joe Walsh had like 2 or 3 59s, and him and Joe Walsh, legendary, hung out with every cool rock star. That's the story. You can look up a YouTube video where Joe Walsh is talking about giving Jimmy Page that #1 Les Paul.
These guys hanging out together saying, "Here, just take this."
Yeah, and it becomes this like piece of history.
History. Yeah.
History. So a couple quick plugs before we wrap up. We got Tim Pierce here, obviously. Tim Pierce Guitar. Search him. Websites, Instagrams, YouTubes, Facebooks. They're all there. I have a brand new Guitar Tours episode that I'd really appreciate you guys watching and showing support, and it's really good. Lindsay L is super talented and was really fun to make that with. She's she is on her way. I think she's going to be a big star, actually.
Yeah,
so
you
guys should show her support. I want to thank Brian, my dad, you obviously. I do have a little sale going on at Marty Music, some courses for sale. You guys can check that out if you need to. I had one more little jam, and I didn't even teach it to you, but we'll just hear you wail out, and then Brian will cut us off before we say goodbye. But
sounds good.
Once again, you guys have been awesome. Real quick, thanks to Norm's Rare Guitars.
Oh, yeah, for these beautiful guitars.
I mean, we already gave him a shout out.
That's a hard one to resist because $7.95, he could probably do even.
You get the idea. It's awesome. It's
awesome.
a great guitar.
Yeah.
So I had a little jam, and it was Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. I just love the jam at the end. You can play just the E flat minor pentatonic.
Okay.
So I'll get us there.
All right.
With just some playing.
I trust you.
Not even. Let's see. So let's see. Yeah. Okay.